Yeah. All right. Got it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. We are getting very, very close to the Monday night football game between the New York Jets and the Miami Dirty Dirty Fish. Playoff beard is starting. I'm looking forward to having a long ZZ Top beard for you guys in a couple of months as we all stroll down to Miami for the Super Bowl, and you'll carry me on your shoulders to victory. All right, today what we're going to do is a very serious episode, actually. I'm going to tone it down a notch. We're going to do a little bit of food and wine pairings, and specifically cheese and wine. And we're going to do a little bit of the old world element. We're going to do some Italian wines with some Italian cheese, and we're going to do some Burgundy wine with a cheese from Burgundy. So I'm excited about that, and I think that we are going to have a wonderful time doing this because, you know, if nothing else, cheese may be right up there for me in the favorite things of my life. So let's get right into it. What do I want to talk about today before we do that? I'm going to be on Martha Stewart Radio Sirius today again, 4 p.m. Please check us out on channel 112. Call in and get silly. We want to mix it up today. So if you see this video before then and you have a chance, call in Sirius. We'll post the info right here on the left, Chris Mott, or the right, right? The right. Other than that, not too much. Not too much at all. You know, just tired. Holiday season. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing a lot of shopping on the internet. It's so much easier than fighting all the crowds. Eric, you got anything? Not much from EK. Okay, let's move on. This is interesting because this wine has like 2 labels on it. I still haven't figured it out, but I see they used what? Eric, you got to zoom in on this. They like used whiteout over here, which is really kind of rad. I kind of feel like maybe it didn't hit the standards of the laws, so they just put a second label over it. But I feel like if you unravel it, you'll get like a secret surprise back there. You know, it's pretty cool. Anyway, the wine that we're starting out with is the Burgundy 2004 Nero di Tavola, which is really, really an up-and-coming grape in the U.S. A lot of people drinking Neros nowadays. These wines are tremendous values. This is a $12 wine, Nero from the Sicily region. So the wines are really hot because they're inexpensive for the category. And for, you know, Italian red wines are obviously huge, huge, lovable friends of ours here in the U.S. These wines are known to be extremely acidic, which make them really nice cheese pairings. What we have is a black truffle Molinero, which is, you know, how can you not love this? You know, black truffles. Actually, here's a good shot of it. It's from the Sardinia area. I mean, a big old chunk of cheese. And it's 2/3 sheep, 1/3 goat milk. And it's from one of the great areas in Italy, making truffles and cheese. I mean, how can't you love that? So obviously we're going to jump into that in a minute, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Let's give this a whirl. Very dark cherry coming through, a little bit of plum on the nose as well. Also getting a hint of white pepper, which is nice. Also a little bit of bark, and a little bit of mushrooms. You know, I'm getting a little bit of that mixed mushrooms, which I like so much. So let's give this a whirl. Again, very acidic. This is definitely a food wine. Nice complexity in mid palate. Nice and complete. Pretty dry. Tough to drink as a standalone wine unless you really like the earthy, acidic type of wines, which some people do. But definitely not a wine that I bring to the party or barbecue that everybody's going to say, all right. You know, it's not one of those kind of wines. Let's get into the truffle cheese. It's basically a pecorino with some truffles. So, nice little truffle over here. This cheese is remarkable. Blows away the wine. Very creamy, very complete. You know, that truffle flavor that you just adore. Very earthy, Burgundian. Makes me think of snails and all that other jazz. but really coming through, and this cheese is changing my life. I mean, this is remarkable stuff. Really coats your entire palate. Let's go right back into the wine. And here it is, in a heartbeat, the classic argument for food and wine pairings. The truffles and the creaminess of the cheese just completely integrate with the acidity, making the wine so much smoother. I mean, so much. Still luscious, pretty light, solid bottle of wine. Didn't change my world. So I'm going to score the wine 87 points by itself. It's an 89-point wine with the cheese, no doubt about it. Great pairing, and a nice solid bottle of wine you get for $12. Very much worth, the adventure. And if you're drinking Neros, this is definitely a true Nero, not one of these fruit bomb Neros that are starting to pop up in the U.S. because we like fruit bombs. Really, really excited about this because this is a very obscure wine. Tom Ciocco, our Italian wine buyer, has been ranting and raving, so I'm dying to try it. This is the Albert Longo Coccia Mita Lucera. The Coccia Mita di Lucera, which is a DOC, believe it or not. And this is a very intriguing wine. This is a very small area. A lot of people don't know about this. As a matter of fact, we don't know of many in the U.S. at all from the Coccia Mita. But this is a very interesting blend because the predominant red wine in this wine is the Uva di Troia, which is a grape from that, which you find in certain parts of Italy, but it's mainly a blending grape. There is some Montepulciano in this as well. And then Bombino, which is a white wine, top off, to give it some aromatics. Kind of use like a Viognier, sometimes like the people use in the Rhone. So this is an $18 bottle of wine. Albert Longo is a very strong producer of this kind of wine. And you can see it's just much darker, much darker than Nero, bringing a lot more complexity on the color, excuse me. The Montepulciano as well is integrated nicely. And, just fun to go to a DOC that a lot of people don't know and don't recognize. So I'm excited about it myself. I've not had this wine. As a matter of fact, I've not had any of the three wines that we're tasting today. Also, again, should be a really interesting pairing with the truffle cheese. The flavor's pretty much going away at this point, so I think I'm ready to rock and roll. What a totally different nose. I mean, this really smells like what am I looking for? A florist. It's got a lot of lilac. It's got a lot of dried roses come to mind. Potpourri, like, that cheap potpourri you'd buy your mom for, the holidays for $8 from Kmart back in the '84 era. That's what this smells like. It's just got that, that crunchy box and you smash it. It'd be kind of interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on in there and a lot of flowers, real dry. And that's kind of this nose. It really reminds me of one of those cheap gifts I gave my mom for Hanukkah. But very nice, in a wine, and very intriguing. Let's give this a whirl. Very dry, very explosive. As a matter of fact, in the mid-palate, I tasted a sardines kind of flavor, believe it or not. Very complex, very rich, a lot of mouthfeel. I really like this wine. Very different, very true to the terroir, very Italian, very much a wine that would probably be a really great adventure for a lot of people. $18 price range. I'm going to score this wine 90 points. This is an extremely solid bottle of wine. I'm a little less animated today, but don't let that trick you. This is real seriousness, and I really like it. I think the Bombino Bianco gives this an incredible nose. As a matter of fact, I'd love to see a lot more red wines out there throw some white wine grapes into the mix, because I think aromatically they bring a whole lot to the table, especially in that 3-4 percentile. It's a very complex wine. I really like it. Very nice. Anyway, cheese time. And I love the cheese. Real good chunk of truffles there. This cheese is remarkable. Cheese is about $20 a pound, so it's definitely not a steal. It's a pretty expensive cheese, but it's absolutely incredible, and the truffles are remarkable. Gotta steal one more before I do the pairing. It's just remarkable. Please do this at home. Cheese and wine pairings are just amazing to me. Once again, kills some of the acidity that this brings to the table, creams it out, brings a little more weight to the entire experience of the wine. I like it, and definitely bumps it up a notch to a 91 point wine. This is a magical combo if you can do it. Definitely seek them out. This might be a little bit tough to find. I have no idea where you can find it, but cheese should probably be available. And it's extremely good. This cheese would also go tremendous with a lot of Nebbiolo-based wines. So Great Barolo or Barbaresco would also be a tremendous treat. Let's move on. And what we're going to do now is move on to a very interesting wine. This is the Daniel Rion Vin Romanée Le Chaume 2001. Daniel Rion is a tremendous producer. And this is a $44 retail, 88 to 91 points. Alan Meadows, who, if you don't know who the Berghound is, we're very high on him in Burgundy. He's a great wine critic. He writes tremendously, and he's probably a darn good guy. I've never met him or talked to him, but I definitely respect what he's doing, so definitely seek out the Berghound. Anyway, 88 to 91 points is extremely good. He's very, tough on the scores. He's not a big throw-out-the-numbers kind of guy, so this is actually a very high score. As a matter of fact, his tasting notes are like something you would think was scored 98 points. Anyway, really dark color for a Burgundy. This is 100% Pinot, so we're excited about that. Everybody likes a little Pinot Noir. So let's give this a whirl. Nice, really nice black cherry coming through on the nose, like really intensely. Oh, this is nice. Very aromatic. We haven't done a lot of this yet, and I've really given myself a mental commitment to do a lot of red Burgundy over the next 6 to 10 weeks. I think early on in Wine Library TV, I bashed red Burgundy for not being the QPR capital of the world. Well, it's not, but that doesn't take away from the fact that they make some of the greatest wines that I've ever had. I'm a huge red Burg fan, and I'm excited about tasting a lot more with you in the coming years. Years? Was that a commitment there? Coming days. All right, let's taste this wine. That is downright remarkable. Pure silk. Let's find a different word there. It's like tasting a waterfall. Just so nice. It just goes down. Now, it depends how big the drop is, but, it's a waterfall. And let's use that because, you know what? It's just like a running brook in the woods. It's just purely moving so nicely and elegant. It's like a beautiful dancing maneuver. Maybe like Emmett Smith or Mario Lopez on Dancing with the Stars. That's what this tastes like. This tastes like Mario Lopez on Dancing with the Stars. It's just that elegant and that profound. It's got a lot of flavors going on. Raspberry, chocolate tart comes to mind. Little hint of asparagus on the finish, but wow, God, Alan is a tough critic. This is nowhere close to 88 to 91 points in my book, but he did love it. The tasting notes were much higher, and that's where points get tricky. And guys, who cares about Alan? Who cares about me? Please trust your own palate. Forget about the points. Can we stop nitpicking? Just get a hold of different wines, try different things. I'm going to preach this all the time. You're going to get mad? That's fine, but I know I got a couple of new viewers today, and I got to spit the knowledge, or more importantly, spit the truth. Anyway, this wine's awesome. I'm going to score this wine 93 plus. I'm completely on board with this wine. I think this is elegant, complete, perfectly made Pinot Noir, and it's $44, which I think is a QPR, believe it or not. And whether it was from California, Oregon, or Burgundy. And so this is wonderful. Very, very good. Yeah, this is a good wine. I'm into this. Anyway, now what we have is the Delice d'Argentel, which is 72% fat content. This is really going to be fun. This is from Burgundy, and this is from cow's milk. It's a 7-ouncer, and it's $6.99 for a little ball, and I'm sure this is widely available. Now, this is triple cream, so you can only eat so much or your heart will stop, and then you can't eat cheese anymore. But I've never taken that lesson because triple creams are my favorite cheeses. So You're going to watch me do something that I love to do more than almost anything, probably except for watching the Jets destroy the Dirty Fish on Monday Night Football. All right, let's just cut the tape. I need to eat this stuff. This is remarkable. I mean, just so creamy, so dirty, earthy. You know, there's a lot of people that don't like this style, but I'm going to stop talking. I mean, the nutty flavors that you get, the almonds, the cashews, and just the overall beauty of the inside of a cow that you're tasting is just so delightful. And more importantly, I need to scoop up a little more. I know. You've got things to do. You're like, well, get to the end already, ask the question of the day. And I'm just sitting here eating cheese. All right. Interesting. As a matter of fact, very interesting. Given that I adore the wine, and given that I adore the cheese, it's not the best pairing I've ever had. As a matter of fact, it's making the wine a little bit awkward and giving it a little bit more acidity than I expected. Weird. Hold on. I'm going to try something real quick, just for kicks and giggles, while I've got your attention. I know, I'm cheating just so I can eat a little more cheese. I'm bad. This nose is remarkable. A little bit better, but not perfect. And this is why when I eat my Explorateur, which is a triple cream as well, I always do Sauterne. I just find them so big, and the pairings with wine are a little bit difficult. But the cheese is outrageous. And if you like to indulge, or if you want to go on a ride of a lifetime, you definitely need to seek out this cheese. It's pretty damn awesome. Anyway, question of the day. What is your favorite all-time cheese and wine pairing? I need lots of answers because I'm going to be doing a whole lot of testing in January. Gary Vaynerchuk, you, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, aren't we?